Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you literally serious? I'm back! This time in Florida studio here. Wow. And I'm telling you, I'm excited being back because we got so much to cover. Are you serious? We got so much to cover, and it's going to be a great day of broadcasting. So I want you to stay with me today, all day here at YouTube. And also, we got a 12 noon show coming up. That'll be broadcasted live right here on YouTube and our website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. All right, guys, let's get to it because there's so much going on. Yep, I'm probably stayed up late drinking coffee. You're right, Johnny. Actually, what it was, I was getting ready to go live about 20 minutes ago, and then I had a phone call that I had to take care of, which took a little bit longer than I anticipated. So that's the reason for the delay, but apologize about that. But today, I'll be co-hosting the show today with my son, Bart. We're going to be co-hosting. He's in Indiana. He'll be in the Salvation Station in Indiana studio. Brock will be producing from Indiana. I'll be here in Florida studio and co-hosting with Bart on screen. First time we're going to do that, but I really need more Bart's participation in the helping with the broadcasting and keeping things moving. So anyway, here we go. Dallas underwater. It's a 1,000-year flood. 1,000-year flood, no question about it, with 15 inches of rain in the Dallas area. About Fort Worth, Texas, got about 10 inches. There was other parts of the city in between there, and some of the suburbs got 12 inches. I mean, this is historic. Now you think about it, how many floods have happened? Oh, by the way, don't forget MyPillow. The only way to really enjoy life is to have a soft pillow at night. And so there's nothing better than www.mypillow.com. That's www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. Whatever you do, make sure you do that. That's www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. And if you do this, folks, you'll be so happy and so excited about all the special deals that Mike is doing over there. Mike Lindell, Christian company, family owned, got kicked to the curb by Kohl's, got kicked to the curb by Bed Bath & Beyond, got kicked to the curb by Walmart, got kicked to the curb by Target. But guess what? He got the cancel culture, tried to cancel him out, but instead he keeps bouncing back. And now I'm on board with him to try to help the man out, okay? Help him out, help his company, and he's also blessing the ministry. So by doing that, when you need to get a pillow, it's the best pillow out there anyway, and you're blessing the ministry as well as blessing him. Do it now. We bless one another in the Lord, and so they're the best pillow on the market at www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. Are you serious? But it's so soft. Don't squeeze the pillow. Remember those don't squeeze the Charmin commercials back in the day? All right. Oh, guys, you can see right through my heart. Oh, man. I'm being so transparent now. Look at that. You can see right through the heart. Okay. Let me tell you what's going on with this incredible, and I mean incredible, disaster. And it really is. It's an incredible disaster of biblical proportion. You know, when you start thinking about Dallas and what happened in this rain, well, first of all, I'm going to just say, look at all the different places where it rained. I mean, think about it. It rained. It started really with St. Louis when they got about 7 or 8 inches and it created massive flooding. And then they had the apocalyptic 1,000-year flood in eastern Kentucky with 10, 12 inches of rain hitting those top of those mountains, coming down and just wiping those people out. It was horrible. About a foot of hail fell up in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And there was also massive flooding up in Minnesota and other places. Las Vegas had like a river flowing right down the Vegas Strip from massive rains. Massive flooding, a water event in Arizona, which Mike from around the world even predicted would happen. But now, 15 inches of rain in Dallas, Texas. Is that even possible? The apocalypse is what I want to say, comes to Dallas. And we really are praying for everybody there, because that is just a horrific situation. But it really, really did. Now, here's what we found out about that. It's a 1 in a 1,000 year flood. It hit Dallas. The entire summer's worth of rain fell in one night in Dallas, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas, and that whole surrounding metroplex. Thunderstorms hit the Dallas-Fort Worth area on Sunday night into Monday morning and dropped the massive amount of rain in the span of just 18 hours, inundating the streets, flooding homes, forcing drivers to abandon their vehicles in high water raging. Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins has declared a state of disaster in the region based on the preliminary damage assessments, allowing the area to use available state resources to respond, and Jenkins has also requested federal assistance. Now, Governor Greg Abbott also directed the Texas Division of Emergency Management to increase the readiness level of the state's Emergency Operations Center to support the communities impacted by the flooding. Matter of fact, the rainfall in some areas qualified for a 1 in 1,000 year flood, which means that in any given year it has a 0.1% chance of happening. 1 in 1,000 year flood. Such events are becoming more frequent, though, as the effects of geoengineering and weather manipulation and cloud seeding is worsening. And I think that is what's causing these really radical rivers flowing, just insane, right in the living areas. The east side of Dallas received 13 to 15 inches of rainfall over that same period of time, according to the reading from Dallas Water Utilities. And out Dallas-Fort Worth got anywhere between 6 and 10 inches of rain. Flash floods, which in some cases are considered life-threatening, have prompted rescue efforts. And the Dallas Fire Department alone has responded to hundreds of car crashes and other water-related emergencies. And Dallas emergency management officials were reporting high water over many roadways, and many roads washed out, and are advising residents in the area don't get out and travel. Even now, even by Tuesday, there's still massive flooding in low-lying areas in the Dallas area. Roads are still closed in many areas. Bridges are in danger. The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for North Texas and for Central Texas. Flooding is beginning to recede in North Texas, and the heaviest rainfall is shifting into Central Texas, according to meteorologists, which they're expecting. Last night, I guess they got about 5 inches of rain there. So it's just crazy. I mean, insanity. They've never seen anything like this. Now, but rain in Texas, rainfall has increased about 7% total since 1960. And the risk of extreme precipitation events across the state is increasing. But even as the western half of the state has generally seen flat or declining trends in participation totals. Part of the reason now for this increased amount of rain is the hurricanes that have come into the Gulf of Mexico and have dumped a ton of water on Texas over the period of the last 50, 60 years. But that's why there's been an increase in the total amount of rainfall in that state. But Steve Quayle and others would say, no. It's weather manipulation, which that is including manipulating hurricanes and tropical storms, which could also come into play. So you do have to take a look at this whole thing when you think about it, because it's crazy what we've been witnessing and what we're monitoring here. Now, there is some scripture that we can turn to on flooding. Now, we know about the great flood of Noah. There's no doubt about that. We can find that in the Bible, especially in the book of Genesis. But Jesus even said in Matthew 7, verse 25, he said, "And as the rains descended and the floods came, the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock." So Jesus was comparing our salvation to weathering the storm, because Jesus knew that in our lifetime, it rains on the just and the unjust. Did you realize that? I mean, it just does. Now in Genesis 8:20, it says, Noah built an altar unto the Lord and took every clean beast and every clean fowl and offered burnt offerings on the altar. The reason he did that is because he's celebrating God surviving the flood. He gave praise and gave sacrifice and thanked the Lord. Now Revelation chapter 12, verse 15 talks about that the floods from the earth will come to protect Israel. You can read it in Revelation 12:15. It says, the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, which would be Israel, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. But the earth then opens up and swallows the water, or takes in the water, and saves the children of Israel. Now that is a prophecy that has never come to pass. It's found in the book of Revelation chapter 12. So keep in mind that even though the Lord promised he would not, and that's why the rainbow's there, not for the other reason. No, the rainbow God put in the sky as a promise unto Noah that he would never destroy the earth again by water. But that doesn't mean there won't be water events. Matter of fact, we're expecting many, many more. And the Bible tells us in Acts chapter 17, verse 30, it says, in the times of this ignorance God winked at, but now he commandeth all men everywhere to repent, because he appointed a day in which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he has ordained, whereof he has given assurance unto all men that he raised him from the dead. God is saying, I will no longer allow man to, man may not have understood things during the days of before the flood, but not no more. Jesus has come, Jesus has died, it's been 2,000 years. God's not going to wink at the ignorance no more. You and I have to make a decision in whom we're going to serve. Okay? Now, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 7 does tell us, by faith, Noah, warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, preparing an ark to the saving of his house, by which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. So the flood became not only the judgment upon the earth and the sins of humanity, but it also became part of the salvation for Noah and for the animals to be rescued. So the same judgment that come upon the wicked is part of the salvation and the lifting of that ark for the saving of the world. God used the same flood waters. That's very similar to what he'll do in the last days when the fire falls. He said he's not going to destroy the earth no more with water, but the earth will be destroyed by fire, brimstone, apocalyptic events of the end of days, with the earth melting, heat building, atmospheric pressure. In other words, Planet X or Nibiru. All of these things are certainly going to bring about the catastrophic events, the birthing pains of the last days. So, folks, you want to be ready. You want to be ready. That you can, and how do you get ready? Is give your life to Jesus Christ and not be left behind. I can tell you that right now. Don't forget the webinar. Boy, are we just 3 days away? Yeah. Today's Tuesday. The webinar is Friday night at 6 p.m. Get your tickets now. Go there now. Do it now. Do it now. Get your tickets now, and you'll get your email right at 6 p.m. Eastern. They'll just, boom, they'll be popping in your emails. If for some weird reason you look in that email and you say, "Where I don't see it," check your spam. Check the spam. Mike from Around the World told you there's going to be a lot of spam. You're going to hear a lot about spam. Can I tell you something about Friday night? No, Mike's talking about frying the spam. Friday night, Heidi and I were watching a movie on television, and we were just relaxing, celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary. We were just watching a movie, and every commercial Friday night was on spam. I mean, it just kept saying spam, and they were frying spam. They said, Friday is for spam. Fridays from now on is for spam. I said, Heidi, I thought Friday was for fish. I mean, that's what the Catholics always did. I know when I went to school, I had a lot of kids I went to school with that were Catholic, and every Friday, even in the public school, they every Friday we all had to eat fish because half the school was Catholic. So everybody ate fish. And so Fridays was always for fish. But not now. According to the New World Order, Fridays is for spam. Green eggs and spam. Guys, what I'm trying to tell you is check your spam. If for some reason your ticket's not, if you don't see your link, it's very easy too. When you get your ticket at buy your ticket today, donate for your ticket today, and then what happens is at Friday, August 26th at 6 p.m. Beep, that link is going to show up right in your email. And all you have to do is click on the link, and it takes you straight to the webinar. You're in. And you can watch all the speakers, anyone you want to, in any order you want, as many times as you want for the next year. It's an on-demand. But I can tell you, it's going to be incredible. I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. I don't even know how good this will be. I can tell you it's better than any. When we first put this together, we never dreamed we would have this lineup. And I didn't expect these guys, some of these guys, to do their best presentations ever. I didn't expect this to happen. But you know what else I didn't expect to happen? I didn't know that a 1,000-year reign of flood was going to come to Dallas, Texas. I didn't know a 1,000-year flood was going to hit eastern Kentucky. I didn't know that 7-8 inches rain would flood out St. Louis. I didn't expect Las Vegas to have a river flowing down the Vegas Strip. And I didn't see a water event coming in Arizona, except that Mike from around the world told me about it. And a foot of hail in Colorado. Guys, this has all happened in the last 45 days, just in this country, not counting the rest of the world. And you might say you don't believe in God. You might say that you're not into all this religion, and you're tired of these Bible thumpers, and you don't want to hear those preachers telling you what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But you're going to have a conversation with God. Get my brand new CD. Get it today. Everybody talks to God. He was saying grace over a Tuesday blue plate special when the man in the next booth said, "Don't you watch TV? Don't you know that God's a myth? I hate to see you waste your breath. There ain't no use in you talking to a ghost that don't exist." The praying man said amen and looked up from his plate and said, "You may not talk to God right now, but there's gonna come a day. If you're a farmer in the field, praying for the rain, or you curse him at the gravesite, 'cause he called a loved one's name, you can thank him, you can blame him, either way you're gonna face him, whether you believe in him or not. In the end, everybody talks to God." The man in the booth went quiet, 'cause he didn't have a comeback. So he shrugged it off and he paid his tab. He shuffled out the door. And the praying man, he prayed for the man who drove away, hoping he would see the light before it got too late. But how was he to know he touched an unbeliever's soul, who got that conversation 2 red lights down the road? If you're a farmer in the field, praying for the rain, or you curse him at the gravesite, 'cause he called a loved one's name, you can thank him, you can blame him, either way you're gonna gonna face him, whether you believe in him or not. In the end, everybody talks to God. Everybody talks to God. You can thank him, you can blame him. Either way, you're gonna face him, whether you believe in him or not. 'Cause in the end, everybody talks to God. Oh yes, Lord. Everybody talks to God. We all talk to God. Probably one of my favorite songs on this brand new album, Harmonize and Prophesy. It's probably no doubt one of my favorite. Rattle is so good, and No Better Than That is incredible. Man. And Wandering Preacher Man, which was written by Jeffrey Clearcoper, is an incredible song. And Israel Hall and Israel Hall wrote and helps me sing a song, I think it's a great song called Silver Streets. And my granddaughter, Lexi, singing Epiphany was just incredible. Reading Hemingway, a lot of folks like that one, just all of them. I think there's so many great songs on this. I Can't Even Walk Without You Hold My Hand. That's just a great, I tell you, the songs was a very well selected. It's a great music CD. If you don't have my CDs, you should go to my website right now and buy all of them. Buy one of all of them. And get all four of Kevin Wilson's. All four of his is on my website as well. Guys, get your tickets right now. Go right now, get your ticket. Friday is going to be a great, great day. Let me just say this. Mike from around the world, this is the best presentation he's ever done. And I'm going to say this. Of the 8 years that I've been interviewing Mike from around the world, this is the greatest interview I ever did with him. He is more revealing. He breaks things out. He tells you, he digs, he brings out scripture, ties it to ancient texts and to intelligence information from the government, which he pulls it all together for you. It is incredible, Mike from the World's presentation. Stephen Menanoon, this is the best one he's ever done, because he went and had 3 days meetings in New Mexico with members, with officials from the Pentagon. That was discussing UFOs and aliens and what they are doing about all that and what all that means. He talks about everything. Okay, Mike from around the world even tells you that the Navy actually had a Nephilim. He said it. He confirmed it. He confirmed it even live on the air when I asked him. Steve Menanoon talks about reptilians, Nephilims, and the hybrid. Mike from around the world talks about the hybridization program. In other words, they are still doing it. Nephilim are still being born. Fallen angels are still impregnating women. Now, the ancient aliens and some of these guys on some of your television shows out there, they're saying that's aliens that are doing it, but and these alien encounters. But I'm telling you, this is the same thing that happened in Genesis 6. It is happening now. Mike around the world said it is happening right now. Well, Heidi has landed probably the best interview ever on alien subject. She is going to be interviewing a lady, very credible woman. She has several degrees, but this woman is extremely credible. I've seen an interview with her with someone else on a documentary. Heidi was able to lock her down and has interviewed her for about, she calls herself the hybrid mother. In other words, this woman has dealt with about 40 or 50 different women who've had alien encounters or fallen angel encounters with these entities, and were used for the hybridization, or for birthing Nephilim. But the procedure and the process is quite traumatic, to say the least, leaving women in totally traumatically affected. Heidi interviews her, and this will leave your, as Heidi said, this will leave your jaw dropping. But no more of this hocus pocus, and maybe this is going on, and these people are all a bunch of idiots, and I don't hear. We're not talking about aliens. We're talking about fallen angels. That's why this webinar is alien/fallen angels. We finally tell you exactly what's going on and how this is part of the great deception. I'd rather have an encounter with Jesus also. We all have to have that. But unfortunately, a lot of people are being affected by demon spirits. Now, I teach demonology. I know that there's many different types of demons. Some are sexual demons that affect people, that literally affect people and have sexual relationship with humans. That we know, okay? That we know. It's in the Bible. But it's beyond that now. It's a seed war, as L.A. Marzulli will tell you. It's Satan trying to corrupt the DNA of the human race. He tried it once before. He's going to make one more run at it before the coming of Jesus Christ. And we have got to tell the people what's happening, because this great alien deception that's coming is to deceive the masses into believing that we are the... You know what they're telling you? They're going to tell you that we came from aliens. They tried it with Darwinism, that we came from apes. That didn't fly, because we've got all these bones of the giants. And we're like, wait a minute, but what about all these? So they try to cover that up. But it's in the Bible. So now they're going to try to tell you that God didn't create you, but that you were created by alien life form, and that we're the offspring of the aliens, and that they're coming back. No, we were made in the image and likeness of God, and Jesus is coming back. Yes, succubus and incubus, you're exactly right. That is sexual relationship with demons. That is an actual fact. I've even had to pray with people who have been through that. I can tell you, Dr. Summerall talks about deliverance of that. I'm actually going to be talking about that in my class. We'll be talking about that demonic activity that goes on in our class that's coming up this semester. If you're going to take Demonology 2 with me, you should take that class, and I'll personally teach you on that for 12 straight weeks on Tuesday nights. So what I'm trying to tell you is, let's quit the fluffy puffy preaching, okay, and all the little marshmallow stuff that ain't going to get people into heaven. Some of it might, but you got to get Jesus in your life, and you got to know what's going on, because in the last days, Christ is coming. Anyway, Heidi's interview is insane. And then, of course, there's Marshall Masters, who talks about Planet X and the arrival of the Anunnakis. You got Bart Begley's film, Aliens and Fallen Angels, which is phenomenal. You have L.A. Marzulli, who put together a world-class presentation on the trail of the Nephilim. Rex Bear talks about AI technology and the mark of the beast, and what he predicted 10 years ago has come to pass, and what he sees coming now. Incredible new technical info that I didn't know about. Steve Quayle talks about all those artifacts down that his team discovered down in Mexico, and I give you a presentation where I interview a man who actually saw UFOs during the 1990s that was seen by really about 1,000 people in Arizona and Phoenix. He was one of the people who witnessed it. Even the governor of Arizona witnessed it. And then when the governor told everybody what he saw, the political parties called him the tinfoil hat governor and ran him out of office. But the truth is, people seen it. And so we're living in the last days. You don't want to miss this webinar, Aliens and Fallen Angels. I'll be back, guys. We're going live. Well, you know what? Let's play one more song, just because I feel like we should. Can I just play another song? If you're not saved, you got to start asking yourself a question. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when this demonic alien deception, which is really satanic, bringing the Antichrist, what are you going to do when he comes back? When Satan tries to destroy, when the Antichrist rises, and just before the coming of Jesus Christ? Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep shouting. I'm going to keep praising God, because it literally don't get no better than that, being saved. Yeah! Come on, somebody. I can still see us now on Rupert Lane Road, all dressed up from our head to our toe. There's nothing that we don't tell you about my vacation and going to church. Uncle Leroy and Lord singing joy bells of heaven. Me and Donna Sue just a joining right with them. And from that stop we got a little heaven on earth. We had some foot stomping, hand clapping, tambourine slapping. Oh, church is rocking and everybody shouting. If you're asking me, I'll tell you it's a fact. It just don't get no better than that. No, no, no. We didn't need padded pews or stained glass windows for the Holy Ghost to move. A mighty wind on us, an upright piano, and Charlie Brown's old guitar. Well, I wouldn't trade now what I got back then. Without a doubt, it can happen again. So tonight, let's have a revival right where we are. Shout it! We need some foot stomping, hand clapping, tambourine slapping. Oh, church rocking and everybody shouting. If you're asking me, I tell you it's a fact. It just don't get no better than that. No, 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 no. We'd like to bring back the days when we all sang those roof-raising gospel songs, just like Kenny Henson singing, hallelujah ringing, and the Holy Ghost. Yeah, Holy Ghost. Yeah. Come on now. Let's have some foot stomping, hand clapping, tambourine slapping. Whole church rocking and everybody shouting. If you're asking me, I'll tell you it's a fact. It just don't get no better than that. No. I'd like to get some of those old days back, 'cause it's a bona fide fact. No better, no, no better, no better, no, no better, no better, no, no better. It just don't get no better than that. Yeah! Are you serious? Guys, I will see you a little bit later. We're going live at 12 noon. Join me at 12 noon with the entire rundown of everything going on around the world, all the information, latest news, and current events. We're going to take a look at it from the lens, even the shades, the lens of a biblical perspective. Okay? And Bart Begley will be co-hosting the show with me, my son. The first time we've ever done it. Bart will be live from the Salvation Station in Indiana, West Lafayette, Indiana, along with my son Brock Begley, who'll be producing the show from West Lafayette, Indiana. I'll be here from Florida. We will co-host, split screen, cover all the current events, and it ought to be a lot of fun. He's got the dry humor. I watched the show he hosted last week, and he had me rolling on that Whopper story. His dry humor is off the chart. So it should be a lot of fun. So we'll see you guys today. I'll see you in about an hour and a half. We start at 12 noon Eastern. Don't miss it. Okay? Don't miss it. Don't miss it. We're running. This is the Salvation Station, and we're running out of time. God bless everybody. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Get them now. Right now.